Everybody, my name is DID Hatchery and I have dissociative identity disorder. And today I'm going to discuss the fact that I have a terrible time identifying my feelings because I'm a traumatized person. So recently, hi everybody, and so recently I've noticed that people who help me started asking me, what are you feeling? Describe to me what you're feeling, right? And I can say basics like I'm mad, I'm sad, the basic emotions, but there's no nuance to it, And so it turns out that people who are traumatized have a very difficult time identifying their feelings. I think there's a function to it. I think it's there's a reason we can't identify them. It has something to do with protecting ourselves, because maybe if we felt the things that were happening, it would just be too much to bear. So your brain makes it hard for you to identify your feelings. And so often, if I'm feeling horrible, remember in the past, I described it as an amalgam of feelings I can't identify. Wow, that's funny. Okay, so yeah, I said that recently. That's sort of how everything is emotionally for me. I'm like a blind to my own emotions to some degree. Of course, I know if I'm sad or happy, but if you ask me details, why are you sad? What causes your sadness? What happened to make you sad? I'll say, I don't know, I'm just sad, because I don't have the ability to do that yet. And so I find myself in situations with my therapist, for example, where, often in therapy, they'll sometimes try to do like a sort of role playing where it's like, here, that's your younger self. What would you say to your younger self? Or here, that is your dad. What would you say to your dad? Every time without fail, when I am asked to do this, I'm saying, I don't know, my brain literally just goes completely blank. I can't think of things to say to my younger self or to say to a past person who abused us. I just go blank. People have to remember that when you're traumatized, at the time of trauma, your brain shuts down, and that means your language centers shut down. So when you're experiencing things and being traumatized by them, you're not making words for these feelings. And so later in life, you find that you have no words for your feelings, which is the problem that I have, and I think a lot of traumatized people have. And the problem is, if you can't identify your feelings, how do you help yourself? So I'm just going today to describe some of the feelings I've been feeling yesterday. I've been feeling recently, but I gave it away, guys. This is how I felt yesterday. Okay, so what I felt yesterday, okay? Because yesterday was a particularly awful day. I woke up in a flashback, and the way I figured that out is I started feeling like my cat hated me and he didn't love me anymore. My cat was gonna go live with somebody else, and that's insane, guys. And when I have flashbacks, I basically I feel like flashbacks aren't a spectrum. You can be on the edge of a flashback. You can be a little bit in a flashback, but it's not bad yet. You can be all the way in a flashback and not realize it. And so I have, for me, when I have emotional flashbacks, I sort of go in and out of my awareness that I'm in a flashback. I'll know it for a minute and I'll be like, this is illogical. And then I'll deep back down into the flashback and I won't understand that any of this is illogical. I will believe this cat doesn't love me and it's gonna abandon me and because I'm projecting my past trauma onto my cat because the cat is the only thing around, okay? So I think that's a good example of why I'm having a hard time talking right now. So I'm going to make a lot of mistakes, okay? Okay. So, oh no, now I forgot. Okay, yeah. So when I have an emotional flashback, I tend to project onto the people around me. I treat them as if they were my abuser. At the same time, I know they're not my abuser and they never did anything to me. But then so let's say when I was a kid, everybody hated me, right? Which, anyway, okay, and so if I'm having a flashback and a friend is around, I will, I know that the friend is not the person who abused me. I can know that, but at the same time, I will start attributing my abuser's traits to my friend. I'll be like, oh no, you hate me for this reason and this reason and this reason. You have these, motives, and the motives will be similar to my abusers, but I'll kind of, it consumes me, and my brain will just kind of weave a web that somehow makes my friend fit into the abuser role even when they don't. That's why it feels very psychotic to me when I have flashbacks. And so yesterday I was sort of in like a middling to low grade flashback. I was aware I was in a flashback. I wasn't dipping far into like being kind of delusional about it. And so the question is, what was I feeling? See, I'm even like delaying describing what I was feeling because I don't know. Okay, I know, but I don't. I know what I was feeling, but I do not know how to put it into words. Words always fail, okay? And so I'm gonna try to do it because it's important to learn how to describe your feelings and important to be able to identify them and to know what they're attached to and to know what caused them. And traumatized people often have to learn how to do that later in life consciously. So like I'm sort of in the process, the beginning of trying to learn how to identify my own feelings. Okay, so what was I feeling yesterday? What was I? Well, obviously I was feeling horrible. See, but horrible is a very vague descriptor. Why? Why was I feeling horrible? If you ask me, I'll say, I don't know, my cat hates me. No, it's not because your cat hates you, Brandy. It's not that. And it prevents me from going deep into my feelings and understanding of my trauma because I can't identify where these feelings come from, why I feel this way. I'm having a really hard time making this video. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to describe as best I can. I felt horrible. I felt like, obviously that internal pressure, but when I'm in a flashback, I also get extremely paranoid. And so I was thinking, basically, my paranoia extends all the way to the whole universe, okay? If there's nobody around for me to project my trauma onto, because when you're having an emotional flashback, you're reliving a specific event, whether you realize it or not. You're reliving that event. So I will relive that event. If there's nobody around, I'll do it on the universe, okay? I'll be like, universe, you're out to get me, and I know it. You hate me, and everything you do is here to spite me and to harm me. It's the universe, and I have no chance because the universe has decided already, And so I will go that far, and at the time when it's happening, I will absolutely believe it. I'll be like, no, the universe is alive. It's a consciousness. It has intent. It's out to get me. That inanimate object hates me too. Like, it really does get that bad. And I know it sounds funny when I say it, but I get very delusional when I'm having a massive flashback. And so, okay, what was I So what was I feeling? I was feeling like everybody hated me. Or the universe hated me, my cat hated me, every human being on earth hated me, and they had to. It's the only thing that makes sense, and it was the only thing I can believe when I'm in that state. I can only believe these things, and I don't know why. I try to pull myself out. I'm like, no. Your cat doesn't hate you. Your cat is just a cat. And I'm like, you're right, my cat is just a cat. And then it's like, no, but you saw what the cat did. It didn't sleep with you last night. And this is the second night in a row the cat hasn't slept with you. The cat slept with you for years. Why isn't the cat sleeping with you? Because the cat doesn't like you anymore, is what the flashback tells me. And so, like, I don't know how this video is coming off. I'm like, ugh. I'm so sorry. Okay, I can't identify my feelings. Laughter is a coping mechanism, okay? I laugh to cope with things, okay? And so, I'm just gonna be honest, I'm having a really hard time coping recently. And I'm trying so hard to keep it together. And like, for instance, somebody I care for very much said, you know, maybe you can try to use optimism to help to counter all of these bad feelings that I can't identify. But and this is what I explained. I said, I've said this before, is that my whole life it has felt like my thinking and my emotions are mutually exclusive and they don't affect each other. I do now think that's just a part of my DID. I have an aspect of my DID where I don't know why, okay, but like, sort of like there's a divide from the head up and the neck down. There's a divide. My body can be feeling horrific emotions without a thought in my head, period. Like my head is disconnected from my body having a nervous breakdown, and vice versa. Sometimes my head could be having a nervous breakdown and my body's just numb. Nothing. And so, what was the point of that? Sorry, I'm trying to think what the point was.
I wanted to say hi too. This is Cinnamon and Jazzy. We are together and we are mixed up, and that is why I can keep my eyes open. And I wanted to say hi again. I'd like to say hi. And me and Cinnamon.
Okay. Oh my God. Well, this is what it looks like when I can't keep my shit together. I can't keep it together. What am I gonna do? How am I gonna talk to the people? This is, I don't... Sometimes you can have laughing switches, okay? And this is sort of a laughing rapid switch moment. Maybe me trying to identify my feelings is a little too much for me, okay? But I did want to make a video for you guys and say hello and tell you that I'm working very hard at responding to comments. I love the comments. They save my life. Sometimes when I'm alone and I really need somebody to talk to and I don't have somebody to talk to, I read the comments. If it takes me a long time to respond, it's simply, like I said, a reflection of my mental health. The comments are beautiful. Thank you. And just know that I love you guys and I'm gonna try to keep up, but just know my videos might be a little scattered. Like, they might be a little, I might not be able to do my typical, like, you know, more calm videos. So forgive me. I love you guys. Have a great day.